Oftentimes in Hong Kong, a lot of the ethnically diverse small business owners or entrepreneurs, or even underrepresented entrepreneurs, would face a lot of language barriers,
Yes.
as well as accessibility to resources.
Yes.
So in Hong Kong, there are abundance of opportunities and resources for small business owners and entrepreneurs. There's a lot of startup fundings that you can apply for, whether it's through university, whether it's through Science Park or Cyberport, or even some private companies. However, the access to resources and opportunities sometimes is limited for people that do not speak the language, let's say,
Right.
that do not speak Cantonese language. And secondly, it's also really difficult for them to find people around them, find like-minded people who have those experiences in Hong Kong. So let's say, for example, some of the entrepreneurs that before they join our program, they often tell us that they've never really met a community of entrepreneurs. They don't feel a sense of belonging to a particular community, and they often feel very lonely in their journey. So a lot of that also puts a lot of pressure on their well-being, and they really have to be more resilient. But to become more resilient, they have to overcome some of the challenges.
Right.
And overcoming those challenges does really need people. It requires community, it requires people around them who can listen to their issues, listen to their challenges, and keep them motivated. So I think a lot of the time in Hong Kong, it's really about the limited accessibility to these opportunities and having like-minded people or finding the right community before you kickstart that journey. So I feel that was some of the common highlights of what we've heard.
Right.
Just to add a little
Yes.
bit on that, I think the difficult part is finding a leader or a role model that entrepreneurs can look up to,
Yeah.
but not somebody who is far away.
Yeah.
Not somebody who's 20, 30 years and is already established and running a big conglomerate kind of a
Yeah.
leader, but somebody who's relatable. I think that's really the key success factor of our mentorship program, because
Right.
when we find mentors, we're looking for people who are 2-3 steps ahead.
Yeah.
So not somebody who is a dream,
Yeah.
but somebody who's lived that experience just now, fresh. And they have relatable experiences and relevant connections and resources to share. So I think matching mentees, mentors in those ways, and on top of that, giving mentees an access to coaches, personal coaches who are professionally trained, the mentees realize that they have multiple people around them where they can learn different parts
Right.
from. So it's not just one person. Even if we do the matching one-on-one, they get access to these group of people who are ready to share all these very relatable
Yes.
experiences. And I think that is why the mentorship program that we built tackles that very problem that
Yeah.
the challenge that they face, the fact that they
Right.
don't know who to go
Right,
to.
right.
But now they come here to the community where they can access multiple of those opportunities. Yeah.
I think that's very powerful, because I think I also been participate some mentorship program, and some are very good, and a lot of them are also very good. But I think what is unique is that you have this community that a mentor might be good in quite a lot of things, but he's not good in everything, right?
Exactly.
So you have community that areas you think, okay, I can refer,
Yes.
somebody who is more knowledgeable in certain
Right.
areas, then that he could refer,
Right,
right?
right.
Yeah.
So I think that is really, really great.
Right. Sometimes mentors who we recruit, because when we recruit mentees and mentors, we do so much individual interviews and chats,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
We try to build that personal relationship. And a lot of the mentors that we try to recruit, sometimes we reach out and they'll be like, am I ready? Am I capable enough? Do I have enough experience to
Right.
be a mentor to someone?
Right.
And you'd be surprised. We always tell them that you'd be surprised how much you can give.
Yeah.
And after 100% of the time, after they complete the program, they realize that they can also, while they're still on the learning journey, they can already be a leader. They can already act as a mentor.
Right.
Because it's never about you having to know everything,
Yes.
but you have something to share.
Yes, actually, I find there's some misconception that the mentor that you need to, you are the one who's giving. But I personally find that I've been doing a lot of mentorship as well.
Yeah.
And every time after each program, I learned a lot more myself.
Yes.
I mean, it's just you, giving.
Yeah.
You're actually receiving sometimes even more than you give.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that is great. So, in your opinion, what makes a great mentor?
That's a great question.
I have like from my experience, I think, as I mentioned, oftentimes a lot of the entrepreneurs, they don't really have a like-minded person or somebody who can believe in them, who can trust them in their journey. So for me, I feel like a mentor should really possess good listening skills, or at least really try to listen to their mentees, try to really understand where they're coming from, try to think from their perspective. So I feel like some of these soft skills are really essential to becoming a good mentor.
I think one key skill of a good mentor is quite similar to being a good manager, I think.
I
Because
see.
you need to help the mentee from like a bird's eye view perspective.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the mentees are very captivated in like all the to-do lists,
Yeah.
right? Very difficult to prioritize because everything seems very urgent. Everything seems to be requiring equal amount of attention. But a mentor who's kind of gone through that process, being able to step back and give a wider perspective, a
Right.
roadmap kind of
Right,
perspective,
right.
and giving that perspective to the mentee to help that mentee prioritize tasks and have a more, how do you say, like a
Step back and
yes,
review
yeah.
the whole
I think
situation.
being able to do that,
Yeah.
it is a great skill
Yes,
that
I
they